Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Master Duel, and we are playing Heroes again, but for a very special reason. We are on the Dice Rally event, and honestly this time around the rewards suck. Like, they suck balls really hard, but unfortunately I love the Dice Rally event. It's my favorite event every time it's on Master Duel because you never truly know what's gonna happen. I have had a few games in this mode already, and let me tell you, I've turned Forbidden Droplet into a combo starter in this frickin' format, and it also feels nice to not have Ash Blossom here, although we do still have Fualos and Droll and Lockbird to stop the Wombo combo decks, and I have faced off only against two such degenerate strategies here. I mean, not like Hero isn't degenerate, but it's a lot easier to stop compared to the synchro slop piles that still permeate the event rooms, you know, as I call them. And yeah, Hero is for me at least, it's pretty forgivable, but because I'm the one piloting it, because I'm an average pilot at best. So, and yeah, added in an extra fountain because good god, he is a damn good extender and has saved me on occasion. Duskrow is still good at one copy. Furnace is also good at one copy. I did learn a thing or two piloting this variant of the deck, having no Ash Blossom, because good god, Droll and Lockbird is just that goddamn powerful. And I might actually just bring this version on the rank ladder, but you know, you're gonna miss the Called by the Graves and whatnot as you go through the ranked ladder. But without further ado, we're just gonna jump into the dice rally, and you guys will know if I rolled anything based on the cards that just apparate out of nowhere. Lots of die rolls, so let's see what kind of bullshit my opponent is gonna be able to put up. Hopefully not too bad. Okay, they got that card, but meanwhile I have this card. And sadly, because of how Dice Rally works, if you get a Flame Lord and other similar monsters on the field, it turns off your Charmies and the like, so it can definitely be a bad thing depending on what you get. But if you get a spell card like what my opponent did, your Charmies are going to be live. But I think we're still fine because we ended up with our 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet here, and we are facing off against the archetype that is showing up in spades here on the event. We have Heka Hands, and oh boy, this archetype is really good in a lower powered environment like this one, because good god, this, I do not see hide nor hair of this thing on the rank ladder, and the few times I did face off against it, it did not perform well at all. It's basically eaten alive by any meta strategy, unfortunately. It's a cool concept though. Basically, you know, biblically accurate angels coming down from wherever realm they're from, and then, you know, they say stuff like be not afraid while looking like what they do, but it's only because our mortal comprehension just cannot understand or, you know, fathom their presence. But yeah, and to explain my absence for a week, I just, you know, went out and touched grass. Simple as that. I went out, played a few games with the boys over at the shop, and yeah, it was fun. And I do it every once in a while, you know, just to take a little breather here from YouTube. It's its own little, you know, break from the humdrum of life, as most people would call it. But if there's anything I know about the Heka Hands strat, at least here in the context of the event, their disruption is not impressive in the slightest, honestly. But it is very annoying, so we'll give them that. They have, I believe, a searchable counter trap, which I don't know if they can search it with this, but yeah, they discard a card, and yeah, that's only a really good discard, so there is that. I'm not sure if they can search it with hidden Heka Hands, but yeah, we are going to be pretty much cooked here unless I draw into something amazing. I mean, granted, we do have 2 really good discards in case they have 2 monsters on the field. That's going to be really good targets for Forbidden Droplet. And we do have a really strong starter in Faris, but okay, yeah, they have a counter trap, so that's definitely going to screw a bit in our front. But I think we'll be fine. If they only have 1 negate, and that's honestly the weakest point of Heka Hands, they only have 1 true negate, and a lot of their disruption, while powerful, like what Xeno does here, he takes stuff from the extra deck and banishes them face down, I believe. No, it special summons them. So it steals them, special summons them, ignoring summoning condition. It doesn't ignore summoning conditions. So if they steal a monster from your extra deck, they're just going to never be able to be summoned ever again. So there is that. Now, what we should do here is, we have 3 viable discards now. But we're going to use Mally here to discard the discard fodder rather for Faris. So we're gonna discard Fualos there, then we'll throw away that one. And they didn't use the negate there, so that is something. Now, what are they gonna do? Okay, they didn't do anything yet, but I am scared because the counter trap is right there. It's literally right there. At the very least, they won't be able to use the Xeno to so that they can do their thing. I'm going to try to bait out their shit as much as possible here. So we're going to get Stratos, then we're gonna normal Stratos. We're gonna add a hero monster from deck to hand. Let's see if that baits the negation, and indeed it does. So I believe this is the only one that does that. Yeah, it only negates monster effects. So okay, we were truly safe from using the forbidden droplet there. I believe, yeah, they can steal that. It's not really gonna do them any favors because I have another starter. But if they do have some other form of negation here, okay, sure, you can use Xeno. I mean, it doesn't stop you from activating it. It's just just activate it so that it's never gonna bother you ever again. So we're gonna use Faris, and this is a line that a lot of people are very, very familiar with. So we do that. We use increase. We get rid of Faris because he's done his job. There we go. Then increase effect. We do the thing. And do you have a negate for this? Ooh, somebody has an Ash Blossom. I thought this was banned from this format. Okay, at least she's usable. But yeah, I think we're not exactly dead here because we have Malicious. So we can sort of extend, but I don't know how far though. So we'll find out. So now we use, we use this. There we go. And then Cross Crusader. There we go. Then we use Cross Crusader's effect. We'll summon out the Malicious. There we go. And then we tribute him over. There we go. And then we will get... who do we get here? We already normal summoned, unfortunately. We can use Duskcrow to extend. So yeah, we will do that. There we go, because he can very easily special summon himself. So there's that. Now we use Malicious again. There we go. And then we put Mally here. Then we activate Duskcrow. We'll banish Faris because he's done his job. There we go. Then we special Duskcrow. Then we use Duskcrow's effect. And now we have a choice. We either get Furnace, get Polymerization, and we can discard any card. So I guess it's honestly we discard the Forbidden Droplet here because it's not exactly going to do us any favors. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We'll get Polymerization. There we go. Now, Mass Change isn't going to help us in this exact situation, so we'll just discard the Forbidden Droplet here. And then, yeah, in spite my opponent's best efforts. This is a combo line that I had to get used to, like, a lot. Because if you screw up your hero lines these days, you're not going to be able to freestyle that easily, so... there is that. What I could have done actually is special summoned into the guy. So what was that? Yeah, Cross Crusader or Wonder Driver? Yeah, there we go, Wonder Driver. So we're gonna use Sunrise. There we go. Then Furnace. We're gonna do that thing. There we go. And then once we get Miracle Fusion, I think we're gonna be very, very off to the races here. So Sunrise, we get that. There we go. And then we will use the Wonder Driver. Probably should have set Furnace here instead so that it's protected from, potential column shenanigans. But yeah, we're not afraid. We are not afraid at all. So if this doesn't get anywhere, then so be it. But good God, I am gonna do it nonetheless. All right. Now we get Chaos. We'll banish these two. There we go. Miracle Fusion. There we go. Contrast Hero Chaos because it's a negate. And if it is indeed Column Shenanigans, we are ready for it. Or we could have actually used... oh wait, no, because Miracle Fusion only fusion summons elemental heroes. So that's something you have to keep in mind. Now, we can't actually do too much. Because Xeno is 3,500, so we're not going to be able to do too much with that. Now, we'll use Sunrise. We'll destroy Xeno. Yeah, we're going to use Contrast Heroes Negate onto that one. And I'm assuming he's going to take control because that's what he does. Yeah, you own and control is destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Take any number. Yeah, sure. I mean, we weren't exactly going to play around that. And they're all in the graveyard. So the only way really for us to take care of Xeno there is to use... have Called by the Grave. But sadly, we don't have that. And yeah, this is the end of this duel because he's just gonna swing back at us. So there is that. Or, you know, he can just choose to not take everyone, but why wouldn't he? So yeah, we're just gonna move on next duel because yeah, Hecka Hands is annoying as fuck, but good god, any higher on the rank ladder, you don't need to worry about this. So yeah, good showing by my opponent. Again, we were never really gonna play around Xeno's graveyard effects, so there is that. But if there was, let me know in the comments. Let's move on to the next duel. I may have lost the die roll, but my opponent made me go first, so that automatically makes them really scurry. We have a monster on the field yet again, and they have a fucking Master of Oz. Good god, one of my favorite old school monsters from way back when, simply because it's a big dumb beater. What does this do? Draw a card and discard a card. Sure, I would love to do that. We love to draw cards around these parts, so yeah. Draw a card, discard a card. Hey, I love to discard a card, so there is that. We discard Increase here because we don't really need him at the current juncture. So there is that. So Stratos, we do his thing, and there we go. Stratos, what do we get? I guess we get Faris. Yeah, we get Faris, and then we do other things because I don't want to have to use Fusion Destiny just yet. Or we can also go with Fountain. And we'll have ways to get to the other stuff anyway. So yeah, I believe this is fine. We don't even need to go through a Faris line at this point. So yeah, we're going to special summon, make Fountain special summon himself. So there's that. You'll special summon yourself, Fountain, and then we'll use Furnace to get mask change because I don't think we'll need polymerization in this exact juncture, question mark. No, we still do, so we'll use poly. There we go, and then we will discard the extra Drone and Lockbird. Hopefully this won't screw us down the line. Now we'll use polymerization. Then we'll summon out Sunrise by using these two. And yeah, if we do indeed use that, I believe that will trigger Fountain, question mark? If it doesn't, okay, it does. Alright, that's our way to get a mask change. So we're fine. But now we need to get a Dark, and that's honestly really easy for us to get. Okay, so let's get our Dark relatively soon. So first off, we summon Furnace, then Fountain. We get the mask change. We have a an onboard way to get the to Dark Law. So now we use Miracle Fusion, and then we get Flame Wingman. Yes, we'll sadly have to banish away that one. There we go. And then we put it here. There we go. Okay. And then we use Flame Wingman to add Favorite Contact. There we go. And now the other way is to get into the dark stuff. So yeah, we won't be going through Wonder Driver for this exact combo line. So we'll just use Fusion Destiny here. We'll Fusion Summon that so that we can Foolish Burial 2 monsters. Just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. There we go. And then now that he's there, We can do this. There we go. So we use these two. There we go. Because we didn't use a normal monster to fusion summon Infernal Rage, we're just gonna do this line instead. So now we have Cross Crusader. We'll summon out this guy. There we go. Hell, we can even get. Now that I think about it, we can get Plasma and then absorb Master of Oz. Because we have an extra body on board. So yeah, I think that'll be fine. We're gonna get Plasma. There we go. And then we'll summon out Denier. There we go. Summon Denier. There we go. Then Denier effect. We'll get the one that is in the... Oh, we haven't used it yet. Oh shit. I shouldn't have done this, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We will be fine. Okay. Then we do this. I think we're still fine actually, but yeah, we could have used one extra body, but we'll be fine. Again, we will be completely fine here. So now we get these two. There we go. And then, so Infernal Devicer. There we go. Then we activate his effect. There we go. We reveal Shining Neos. Then we get the Neos from the deck. There we go. And then summon out the last copy of Malicious that we have. There we go. And then we will summon out Plasma. There we go. And put him in the center because we can. 1, 2, and 3. The Mahjong ladies have done their job. So, yeah. They can go. They can go home now. They've gambled enough of their life savings away. Then we just equip the Master of Oz. There we go. We'll put it here because we can. Then put favorite contact there, and yeah, this is about as good a board as honestly we can make it. Could have had Contrast Hero, but I don't think it would have. I don't think it panned out the way I wanted it to. But yeah, the non-linear lines of Hero will always fascinate me because I never really get to the same end board twice. But this is like the average board. You have an annoying recurring destruction effect in Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. You have a one-sided Macrocosmos, and then you have a one-sided Skill Drain. If they have Lava Golem here, well, okay then. So we get DPE here. So we'll destroy DPE himself. Because we literally cannot do anything here. Then we'll destroy, I don't know, Interrupt the Kaiju Summoner because we can. And then that destroys all of our monsters. So, did not expect Kaijus in the year of our Lord 2026. But yeah, here we are. So let's see what kind of Kaijus. I mean, okay, we'll always get Gamseel, so that is something. Then they get Jizukuru, and we'll activate DPE's effect in the graveyard. So there's that. And then the thing about this is, if they do indeed summon more stuff, we have favorite contact, and we'll have 2 attributes on board, so we can pop 2 things with Shining Neos. So we will see how far my opponent goes here. I mean, I did wombo combo for like half the time, 150 seconds at that. So that is the best I can do with the resources I had at the time. So we shall see what else they do here. I mean, they can just, crash or rather attack into Gamseel, because they did send it to attack position, because that's exactly what Interrupted Kaiju Slumber does every time. But they won't be able to, I believe, use its graveyard effect. Yeah, they won't be able to use its graveyard effect next turn, because it's also a consistency searcher. So there is that. So while I wait for my opponent to, think about his life and decisions he made until this point, yeah, like I said, I went out and touched some grass with the boys. We had a few games in real life, just step away from technology for a bit, just have, good, fun card game playing. And yeah, it lasted from about after office hours until like late into the night. So yeah, it's really good to just, be out and about and interact with people every once in a while. Actual, factual people at that. So my opponent's internet connection is notwithstanding, so I may just win due to a connection failure here. So maybe not, but sometimes they can bounce back from this. They either really have an actual factual bad connection, or they come back after a few more seconds of waiting. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how much further my opponent's gonna go here because they seem to be a go second board breaker strategy. But I think they're thinking about, how the hell do they contend with favorite contact? Because any other monster they put on board, I'm just gonna destroy it. So yeah, I don't know how much more interesting this duel is gonna get, so I'll just skip to the part where it does get interesting, or we'll just move on to the next duel because they don't exactly have a way to deal with favorite contact. After 84,000 years, my previous opponent was actually just running down the clock for some weird reason, but yeah, we're now on the next duel, and I got possibly one of the biggest non-boasts that this deck could possibly have, which is getting Kaiku. Like I said in the beginning, we sometimes use Forbidden Droplet as a combo starter. So we'll negate Demise. We'll negate him again next turn because yeah, we can do that. So we get Hero Olives. We'll get Stratos. There we go. We'll get Stratos, and our line's going to be a little more robust. Hopefully robust this time around, because we'll use Stratos to search Mali because we already have Faris in hand. So my opponent should be a little scared because I searched Mali. That should indicate to them that I already have everything I need potentially. So there's that. But yeah, Faris, we do the thing here. And yeah, you guys have all seen this combo before. You've probably seen, again, enough hero combo replays to know what's up. I'll probably end up with the average board here, but okay, apparently my opponent has other plans. Okay, we pivot, I guess, to Fountain at this point. I was gonna, click the skip button here, but okay. I guess we're going to go into Fountain. Okay. Opponent did not like it when I went in that direction, so there's that. Okay. What do we do here? It only gets stuff in the graveyard, so we're not gonna be able to get into our fusions like at all, because we were stopped like dead in our tracks. So what we can do instead is Plasma Pass. So that is unfortunately the best that we can do. So unfortunate, but hey, what can you do? So we go Cross Crusader here. We'll get Malicious. There we go. And then, do we have... I don't think we have any other guys in the graveyard that can resurrect themselves. So, a little bad, but not too good either. So we do this. We can get Duskrow, so that we have a way to fusion summon. So yeah, I think we do that. So there we go. And then we'll use Mali here. We do the thing again, and hopefully we find a way to get to Plasma. So we shall see. This does get us into a actually we can get rid of Increase because he's done his job, and he gets very annoying whenever he asks to be put into the spell trap zone whenever you take damage. So there's that. There we go. Furnace. We do the thing here. Furnace effect, we will Polymerization. I guess we should, or Mass Change, we can do that. Or, actually, yeah, we do indeed go for Poly here. And we sadly have to discard the Droplet, because we need to do this. Polymerization in order to get into Sunrise. There we go. I think we use Duskrow. No, we can't. We can just go for that one, but we're gonna do this instead. So we're gonna use Mali, and we're gonna use Furnace. There we go. And then we'll put it here. Or, I probably forgot the line again of going into Wonder Driver, but yeah, I keep forgetting that. So we just do this, and then we go Furnace. There we go. And then Furnace will summon himself like so. And then Sunrise gets Miracle Fusion. There we go. And then the last copy of Malicious gets himself. There we go. And now, I'm not going to forget, we're going to go into Wonder Driver. There we go. This will allow us to get, rather recycle the Polymerization yet again. There we go. And then, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And yeah, opponents saw the writing on the wall. Again, I should never skip on the Wonder Driver step because that is extremely important in saving one step, or rather one piece of resource, in order to, you know, make the end board a lot better. So again, I should really take you know, put a very big note on that part, because the contrast hero is honestly the only form of negation that the hero deck has, and the optimal end board is to have at least one of him on the board. So I really have to make that stick in my head. So yeah, that oopsie is definitely on me, but I will do better. I will keep that in mind in the future. But with that in mind, let's move on to the next duel. Lost a die roll yet again, so we shall see. Although I do end up with a really powerful monster on board, which is a monster you never really normally summon under any circumstance whatsoever. But yeah, they have to have been special summoned properly in order for them to do their effect. And I did make a small change with this event because searching is honestly a lot more common, and because having monsters on the field, thanks to the conditions of the dice rally, having monsters on the field, the charmies just become extreme liabilities. So having Ash Blossom, or hell, any of the Ghost Girls in general, plus Drone and Lockbird, they are far better hand traps, and compared to, you know, the charmies. And hell, you can even still, I believe, play Infinite Impermanence. So there is that. Okay, discarded that. I mean, this is still a big bungus, so it can still be useful here. We do have a bunch of decent starters, but if we draw into Malicious, we're going to be pretty goddamn good. Opponent is doing the Shining Sarcophagus stuff alongside the Dark Magician stuff, so we are fine here so far. But if they put up some negate, I will not be surprised. So yeah, this combo is going to take a bit. I'm not sure what they'll end on, but if they end up on Dragoon, then we're going to be pretty screwed, unless of course you know, I just go into combat and attack using Tierra. That's also a possibility. So I'll just see you guys at the start of my turn. Or not. I guess I won't get Tierra at all. Okay, we're at the start of my turn, and let's see what we draw off the top. We got Denier, which is not helpful in the slightest, but we do have Timaeus, the United Magical Dragon, and I believe, yeah, target a spell trap on the field and destroy it. So he doesn't have any effects that is going to be concerning to us, but it is unaffected by all of my card effects until it comes back around to them. So they don't have, I don't think they have any negates. If they do summon a Dark Magician on the field, so that's a banish. So we're going to try and bait it out by using Vion here. But we are going to see if they fall for it. I don't think they will. Oh, they do. That is interesting, opponent. Okay. Then again, now that I think about it, drawing Denier means I can just discard it from Faris. So we're not exactly too broken up about it, so we're going to do that. We're going to discard Denier, then we're going to try to summon Faris, but the last card, okay, Eternal Soul, I assume is going to summon a Dark Magician, but I think we're fine, question mark. We already normal summoned Vion, so we can potentially be in trouble here, so we'll see. Having only 2 bodies on board is not Gucci in the slightest, so there is that. Now, they only negated the first search, but what about the second one? Now, we do this. Sadly, we'll be going through our 2 Vions here, so there is that. And, okay, that is bad, but yeah, it is a spell trap, so its spell trap destruction did come up, so I think we're still fine, question mark. We'll see how far we can go from here. There we go. So we banish that. We'll get Polymerization. And let's see. We don't even have a target to fuse into, so we are just dead. They'll just summon a couple of bodies that have 2k attack on board. That's just how Dark Magicians are. And yeah, well-timed, you know, spell trap pop is the one that did us in. Unfortunately, we don't have any other extenders, and we can't even fusion summon into a lot of things because a lot of the stuff requires attributed materials. So yeah, we'll just commit to Doku and proceed to the next duel. We're gonna try and get Terra to stick on the board just once, but we're going to see. And this is a bad hand. Holy shit! This is atrocious. Holy crap. Oh wait, no. It's not as bad as I thought. Because we normal summon Duskgrow here, and we're going to get Furnace. We're going to use that to get Mask Change. Or not. We're not gonna get that at all. Not having Called by the Grave here is definitely painful. So we're going to try and do something with this. I don't know if wait, no. We can use Favorite Contact here, but if we use DPE's pop effect, he's not going to be able to summon himself back. So we'll sadly have to rely on that and having a big bungus like Tiara here. But yeah, I don't know how much further we're going to go here. That Ash Blossom is absolutely devastating to us, but we have an Ash Blossom of our own, so I hope it's going to be just as devastating to my opponent. I have no idea what Konami was thinking having a Planarian here. And I have been watching a YouTube channel that has been has this entire like collection of ecosystem jars, and I now know what a Planarian is. So there is that. Look it up. His name is Habitat Forge. So it's a really interesting way to look at nature if you're curious. So again, his name is Habitat Forge, and you will see this little critter a lot on his channel. So but my opponent is doing Elf Notes. It's one of those archetypes that is definitely around. I haven't seen it crack at the top of the meta yet, but if I can't even use Favorite Contact here, then I am definitely doom screwed beyond belief. So yeah, another one of these duels where I have a brick in hand and my opponent has an M1 Abrams. So yeah, woe is me. So that's just the way of Yu-Gi-Oh sometimes. Let's move on to the next duel. Won the die roll, so let's see what kind of board I can set up. Opponent's rocking a slightly thick deck. We shall see. We don't have Forbidden Droplet in order to negate my opponent's shenanigans here and you know, start our combos off. But we did have Reinforcements of the Army, which is just as good. No, I'm not going to Ash my own thing here, game. Thank you very much. We're gonna get Stratos here. There we go. Do you have something for that opponent? No, you do not. Alright, cool. Stratos, effect, add a hero from deck to hand. There we go. We'll get Malicious, and this time around, I hope I'm not gonna screw this up, because I need to keep it in mind that I have to go through Wonder Driver first before going through the other fusions. So we're gonna do this here. And then Ferris, and again, you've all probably seen this before. The start of the hero combo line, and then it deviates depending on where you interact. So yeah, I'm gonna go through this combo just, you know, the way it should be done. And yeah, I'll just see you guys at my end board. Okay, we're here at my end board, and it's not exactly what I expected out of my end board, but honestly, all things considered, it's pretty damn good. We'll end with a Dark Law on my opponent's turn, and we have one negate, and we have a really big monster in Tiara. So we may stand a chance still. I would have preferred Sunrise to not be there. But you know, it's the way the cookie crumbles here. So we'll use Mask Change here, and I would have preferred as well that I had you know, Plasma somewhere in the mix, but hey, what can you do? So we have one pop and one negate. Hopefully it will be more than enough. And yeah, realizing that my opponent is on an extra thick deck, and what in the actual fuck is this thing? Metabo tokens, okay, cannot be used for a tribute summon. Okay, that is an interesting card. Not broken yet because it summons 3 tokens, but the tokens can't be used for a tribute summon, but that doesn't mean it can't be used for anything else. So they are dark level 1 fiends, so you can link with them, you can synchro with them. So that is interesting. Okay, but it needs to have been tribute summoned by a dark monster. So that's honestly its biggest downside. They don't have access to their graveyard, so okay, they're playing Sky Striker, but they don't have access to their graveyard. So I have no idea how they're gonna get out of this. They're not, their effects are not negated, so that's something. But again, none of their shit is negated. Well, not yet. So they don't have a graveyard. They summoned Camellia here. Do I negate that? Yes. Anything to stop Sky Striker from gaining advantage, and yeah, that's about what I expected. Not the optimal board I would have wanted, but hey, that's how the cards fell. So yeah, we're gonna cut it here, and a pretty solid showing for the heroes. Honestly, all things considered, I'm having way more fun playing this deck than any of the other decks that I have in the docket, and I don't know why, but the non-linear lines just challenge me in a way that just proves how average I am as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. But that's just how I find it fun. There's that. So yeah, we're gonna cut it here, and we're gonna see you guys in the next one. So if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.